everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be giving you guys my full review and 3 different tutorials on the new Coral palette from Natasha Denona. This palette retails for $48 and honestly I would have preferred, like, I'm gonna say this right off the bat, I would have preferred her to do these shades in a mini size. I have a few of her mini palettes and I love them. I have a few of this size, but I don't have a lot of her big palettes only because it's really hard for me to justify the price on those big, large palettes, only because I have so many palettes in my collection. For your references, I am going to leave full timestamps in the description box down below so you guys can skip ahead to the eyeshadow looks, or if you want to see the swatches of the palette next to some of the other palettes that I have, or if you just want to hear my final thoughts, I am going to leave all of that in the description box down below and also in the comment section to make it very easy to click and go right straight to that area. So without further ado, let's jump right into the 3 tutorials that I created with this palette, and then later on I will do the swatches and give you guys my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. Okay, so my final thoughts on this palette is I didn't think I was going to like this palette. I thought I was just going to it was going to be okay, and truthfully, I only bought this palette to review for you guys, but this peach shade right here is everything I have been wanting in a peach. So I have several palettes with several peach shades, and I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about this before, but I also have her Chroma Crystal in this peach shade, and I'm obsessed with this. But the problem with it is it gets really hard panned, and so I have to kind of take my nail and kind of scrape it over top of it and then pick up the product and swipe it. And so that's kind of been my negative. Like, I love the shade and I use it, even though it gets hard panned, and then when I scrape it, it becomes crumbly, and sometimes it can make a mess, but I love this shade so much. Kind of just look over the rest of it. But this palette, this shade right here is the prettiest peach shade that I have found. Like, even in the little mini Viseart peach palette, like, that one has really pretty peaches. But the thing that I like about this shade in particular is that it just has that perfect peach undertone. It's not super pink, and so sometimes when I'm looking for that perfect peach, sometimes they're either too peach or too pink. There's like never that happy medium. This one is like peach and champagne. I'm raising highlighter, like this, like champagne gold color, and then it has the peach and the pink, and then she just combined them all together, and I'm absolutely obsessed with the shade. The thing that I also love about it is that, as you know, you can pop out these shades, and I definitely will. I have a couple of other palettes that like I have in this size that I don't really love those shades, so I'm gonna pop that peach shade into those other palettes. Do I think that this palette is worth the money just for that peach shade? No. However, this purple shade in particular is beautiful. Both of these shades are absolutely stunning. This one can be very, very sheer. So the purple one, it's kind of that periwinkle, which I live for a periwinkle. And it is a little bit sheer, so you do kind of have to pack it on to really get it to pop, which I think is kind of the negative, but this shade is hard to create, so I can kind of see why you really have to pack it on to get that punch. But you guys, I am obsessed with it. And I also really like the peach shade, this matte shade, to go with the shade. So this is probably my favorite eyeshadow look that I've created with it, and I'm absolutely obsessed with these three first shades. So I have these two shades in other palettes. As you saw in the swatches, this one and this one are very similar to some of the other shades that I have in the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. But these three shades are absolutely amazing. So for me, when I bought this, I only bought it to review it for you guys, but now that I have it, I am going to be using these two shades constantly, especially this peach. Like, I'm obsessed. I am so happy that I got this peach. So again, if you have the Sunrise palette, or if you have, you know, some of these shades in other palettes, you probably really don't need this palette. But for me personally, I'm speaking on a personal level, because I love peach and I love periwinkle. These first three shades are like everything that I needed in my collection, and they're the right tones, they're the right undertones, they're the right consistency, and of course it's Natasha Denona quality, and so I got like the best of all worlds. So with that being said, the other thing that I want to say is I did use this shade as a blush today, and it's so beautiful. Because I knew I was going to use this in my eyeshadow, I wanted to use it as blush just to make it kind of pull together. Also used it as a highlighter, so I used this peach shade as a highlighter here, and then I used this matte shade as a blush, just so that I could kind of tie it in, because I knew what look I was going to create before I started doing my eye makeup. How I got that idea, I didn't come up with it. Kiki Sweat uploaded her video, and I watched it just to kind of see what the palette was before I ordered it. And I saw that she had mentioned that she could use like this peachy shade as a highlighter, and then this shade as a blush, and it's beautiful. Right now, I'm a little bit more on the tan side, so I'm able to wear this peach shade as a highlighter. I think as, you know, winter and stuff comes, I won't be able to. The thing that I like about it is it doesn't turn me gray. It kind of just gives that beautiful like peachiness, but not like overwhelming. It's stunning, you guys. It's so beautiful. Now, with that being said, let's pull out my Natasha Denona Bloom palette. I'm curious what this shade right here in the Bloom palette looks like next to this one. I'm also going to show you guys what it looks like next to this top coat, this Chroma Crystals top coat. Okay, so this is the Chroma Crystal in Peach. So that's this one right here. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And then this is the shade from the palette. And then this is this shade right here. Now let's do this one right here and see what that one looks like. So the glow definitely just has that coral undertone. That's why I say this is like the perfect peach, because some of these are beautiful and they've got that pretty peach tone to them, but this one is like true peach, you know, and it's really hard to find that true peach shade. So as far as quality, I feel like every shade performed beautifully. The mattes just melt right into the eye. Typical Natasha Denona. I don't really like her creamy satin formula. I can't remember what the term is. If I figure it out, I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. But that formula has a tendency to get hard panned, but this one is just her traditional creamy matte formula, which I love. I do not like the other formula. It gets really hard panned and it doesn't stay true to color. That's the reason why I have like the Natasha Denona Cranberry palette. I do not like that palette because the shades just are not what they are in the palette, and so it was a total pass for me. But this is a huge win. Now, do I think that you should run out and grab this? You're gonna have to go through your palettes and see if you need any of these shades in your collection. You know, if you've been searching for a beautiful peach shade and you think that you would use like 4 out of the 5 shades in this palette, I think it would be worth it. I do wish that this was in the mini size, because I feel like if it was in the mini size, I would be like, you guys are gonna love this. But because it is like just the regular size, the 5-pan palette, I just don't know if it's worth the $48. You're gonna have to kind of determine that. But as far as the shades go, they're absolutely pigmented, beautiful. Like, I'm not seeing any issues with them. So if it was something that you were thinking about getting and the colors are attractive to you, I think you're gonna really enjoy it. By the way, as far as my lip goes, all I did was put on this Hourglass lip gloss. It's in the shade Child. Put the gloss on, and then I grabbed this shade right here from the palette, the Peach, and I put it on the lip. And then I took my KKW Beauty lip liner in nude number 1.5, and I kind of carved out just to get a little bit of depth around the lips to kind of give shape. And that's it. Like, I love this lip. I think it matches the eyes so beautifully. So that is what I'm wearing on my lips. So those are my final thoughts on this beautiful palette. Don't forget to come right back here tomorrow. I'm going to be giving you guys my full review and opinion on the new Urban Decay Naked Foundation and Concealer. So come right back here tomorrow to check that out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video, and I love you all so much. Bye!